Hey guys, Kevpert here, and welcome to episode 5 of our 3v3 analysis series, where I'll teach you all about advanced positioning and rotation. Today we're going to look at Momentum, who I think are an incredible team, and on their day could be the best team in North America. That's Timmy, Dapper, and Miho. Now, unlike Northern Gaming or the Flying Dutchman, Momentum have a less disciplined rotational system, where they prioritize boost control and speed, and they're able to pull that off because of their incredible anticipation skills and things they do, like wide defensive rotations where they grab boost. More on that as we dive into this analysis. So let's get started. Let's get started from the kickoff. I'd say the first 10 seconds is a little sloppy. You see Dapper is unable to get any boost, so he's just going to head back and grab some pads. And he's not able to properly support. You see Miho just cut into that rotation. And you see the first inkling of what Momentum like to do when they go on defensive rotation. So instead of rotating to net this way and then facing the play from there, and then maybe going here to defend any corner play or any center, what Momentum like to do is when they rotate back, they like to grab this boost. And then here they make a decision. They make a decision, do I want to step here if the play is favorable for us? Or if we need to defend, we'll step here. And we see a little kind of stacking here. Dapper's already got this boost. Miho is not aware of that. He gets there. And then he starts rotating back, and there's an open net. You see Timmy doing the same thing on the other end. But they arrive there at the same time. So kind of works out. Really they could have gotten scored on there. But they're able to just dribble this out. And this is something they do. It's highly aggressive, but they're able to pull it off. They're all accomplished ones players. And I call it like the 3 cheat, and it's pretty ridiculous. But Timmy catches the ball. And instead of getting in that classic support position, where you have that second player slightly behind, so that if there's a 50-50, kind of this way, your player can just kind of step and carry on the dribble. And this is what Vogan likes to talk about in terms of good positioning as a support player. I tend to agree with him. You see Momentum actually have a more aggressive style and more aggressive philosophy in terms of what they do as a support player. See that second player is actually level with that first player. And then that third player is actually rotating this way. It's kind of ridiculous, but you can see the benefit of it. They score here, but you can also see the huge downside of it. If Nomad had hit this, then there would have been no one back, and it would have been definitely an easy goal for Orange. But they're able to hurdle the challenge. Makes sense. Timmy's a great ones player. I believe he's top 20. So no problem for him. So you see Dapper able to get that boost. And this is what I love about Momentum. They're able to cheat up, and so their third player is often very advanced. So even if there's a big clear, they're able to just turn and clear the ball. Even though these players are all the way back here, he's confident in his own ability to just kind of take the ball into the corner and generate a clear. Right? He's not taking his time going this way. He's just shaving off some time and going kind of directly into the corner and doing that. Right? It requires you to be very good in the corner. But Miho is definitely the best at doing that. And the ability to turn and clear is really important in threes because it allows you to be more advanced, right? If there's a poor clear, you can attack that. But if it's over you, you also have the ability to retreat and re-clear. So we see that here. Dapper is already back. Classic rotation. You see Timmy working back on the right. Classic basic rotation there. So that's why Timmy gets that next hit. So that's all circular. You saw Dapper start from net. You see Miho rotating this way. You see Timmy rotating here. And Timmy's able to get the next hit off Dapper, who gets a really quick read off that 50-50. And when we talk about what a good redirect position is, this is a classic example. You're going to see an uncontested hit here. So for Dapper, he wants to be in a position where he's slightly to the side. And so he's open for a pass that he can redirect into the net. And you'll see here it doesn't work out. So he just rotates out. Timmy gets that mid boost. And then Dapper, being the closest player to the ball, he's just going to swipe that to the side. So very different from what the Flying Dutchman do, which is if you're here, you respect the basic rotation, rotate all the way back. I find this to be a lot more efficient, where he just hits it across here and he lets Miho go over here. And we'll speed that up. Now we see Dapper rotating back. This is what we saw Miho do earlier, but now Dapper's going to do it, and this will work out a lot better. This is a 50-50, so depending on the outcome, he's going to decide if he wants to turn and support, or if he wants to come back and defend. So if it's favorable, obviously he wants to support. Obviously, if Orange wins this, he wants to go in a defensive position. So we'll see that here, and he makes the right decision. He grabs that boost, and now he's in a good position to support, and now he's able to get that save. Nice play. You see Timmy's already back, and there's a bit of miscommunication between Miho and Timmy, but that's kind of par of the course for the way they play. There's definitely going to be those situations. So at this point, Miho's actually the closest player. So closest player often goes for the ball. Miho hits it across, and Dapper, he's really the key to this whole operation. You'll see how fast he reacts. Considering Miho and Timmy are out of the play at that point, Dapper's already on the move. Watch how quickly he lands. He's flipped already. Before Miho hits it, he knows where it's going. And you can see him just grab that boost, try to slow the play down. And then Timmy just kind of sweep across and hit it to the right. Interesting rotation there. But this actually leads to the goal, so it's worth talking about. So here we see, this is a classic example of how to defend ones. You want to get wide, and then you want to cover the whole goal. Now, Timmy does this, and he kind of leaves Miho out of the play, so he'll take it across this way, and you'll see Miho kind of just stay and circle at the near post. It's pretty interesting. Dapper rotates in behind, basic rotation. Miho's boost gets sniped by Timmy, and Timmy will go for a 50-50. So we see that rotation. They go to the corner, and then they decide, okay, if it's unfavorable, I go this way. Dapper's just staying in net. All right, there's an uncontested hit. There's not much they can do there. So Miho actually just turns, hits this, and this is remarkable from Dapper. He actually gets there that split second earlier than Zeus. So I want you to watch what Dapper's doing. So Miho is circled, generates some boost. Dapper's already flipped as Miho's flipping. And then he has that little bit of speed just to get to the ball, a little bit ahead of time. That's incredible. It's just so fast. You see it there. Dapper in the air, goal. That's a lot of trust you put in your teammates. You know, if your teammate's not able to pull that off, you know, you're kind of screwed. But obviously, these guys have been playing. They're at the top of their game. They can anticipate that sort of thing ahead of time. That's really thinking a play ahead. So I love to see that. That's kind of what makes them tick. So you'll see when they do lose games, it's usually has to do with some sort of whiff or misplay. But they really dominate that in this game because they're able to anticipate what's going to happen a little earlier. So here they concede a goal, and this is just, I would say, lack of discipline and poor decision making. So we see Timmy go for this boost, and he hasn't analyzed the situation all that well. This is an uncontested hit for Orange. So as he rotates here, he actually ends up going this way before he decides, I've kind of made the wrong decision. So there's the first issue. Dapper's kind of following the ball. And so at this point, Dapper rotates the net, which I like. So you'll see this rotation. Dapper will get here. You expect Timmy to rotate in behind him and let Dapper move to near post. That's not what happens at all. You see Timmy will just kind of cut in front of Dapper. He doesn't get into a position where he can cover the back post, and they get scored on. So a little slow. There's some times where you need to be disciplined. I think that's one area they can improve on. So interestingly enough, no one goes for boost on that play. Okay, you see Miho get boost on the left, Timmy get boost in the back, and immediately that rotation, Timmy turns infield, he gets in a support position, and we see a redirect opportunity. So let's slow this down. Let's get to that frame. So here we see an uncontested hit. So this is perfect positioning. You'll see Miho get into this kind of area for a redirect, uncontested. You have plenty of time to hit. There's no risk if you go upfield and go for a redirect. Actually, you have pretty good upside on that. And you'll see Timmy get into that third position. So he's third, second, first. Oops. That's supposed to be a 1. All right. there's that classic positioning, just with that first player being a little ahead and going for redirect. And this is really interesting. As soon as Miho takes this bad touch here, he realizes he needs to start rotating back because unfavorable play. He's back, and he actually gets the clear here. I like what Timmy does. I think he just misses it. But this turn and clear here, or turn and clear attempt, has a lot of upside. He just misses this tackle. Miho able to just mop this up. And he takes it into the corner, gets the boost. And this is really aggressive play from Momentum. I love it. This is more efficient than what I usually do, which is where you have that first player hit that ball, and then you get that second player. So your first player will be kind of there, your second player there, and your third player in behind. So that if there's any 50 or any center, you can kind of move in these kind of areas. It's that staggered formation that we see Flying Dutchman do quite a bit. Now, Momentum, what they like to do is they like to take a lot of risks. So they know that Miho is capable of clearing this all the way downfield. So what they'll do is they'll actually be alongside Miho. And you see that they're not as staggered. And that's a little innovation that they do to shave little seconds off their time so that they can get a little closer to the play. All right, you see Timmy just kind of slow down there. And Dapper able to score off that. Now, Dapper, there's so many times I'm going to talk about his anticipation. But you see his little circle there. He's conserving his momentum. And he's up in the air really quickly, calls off Timmy, and he gets the goal. It's at this point when he realizes it's not a 50-50. It's going to be a pass. It hits the wall. He's at midfield, and he's already up in the air, and he slammed this down into the goal. That's fantastic reading of the play. Once he realizes it's uncontested, he's on the move, and he gets the goal. Really nice to see just that sheer amount of speed. Interesting kickoff here. Miho intentionally loses that. He actually goes to the side of the ball here. Let's go back to that. Timmy backs up, hits it right to Timmy. And Timmy's able to get a shot here. I think he goes for a backboard hit. Okay, Dapper not doing the best play there. Right, he's too far advanced to be a good support player there to get a rebound shot. But this is really interesting, and it's something that my team is not comfortable taking the risk of. But you look at Miho's positioning. He's really advanced as that third guy, especially if this is hitting the backboard and there's going to be a big clear. Then you really want to kind of be in this kind of area to re-clear. What Miho does is he knows that he can recover and re-clear. But he's also willing to take these risks and go for these shots if he needs to. So I think he kind of mishits this one. And he hits it off to the side. But they keep that pressure and they keep the ball in there. They don't let Orange get out by going for kind of that soft hit. And you see Dapper go for that mid boost. And he's going to drop all the way back. And he's going to turn. And he's going to face the play. So there's Dapper. He's recovered. This is actually worth looking at from Dapper's perspective. Oops. Let's go to Dapper. Okay. So this is just good reading of the play from Dapper. He sees the ball go up the wall. He's going to grab boost, and then he's going to face the play. All right, it's very rare that someone's going to clear it all the way to your own backboard. So he's able to turn and clear this ball. Lovely play. Instead of Orange being able to step out, he's able to just kind of re-clear that. And this is one of Momentum's best attributes. Dapper going up. Bam. Again, Timmy defending the corner here. Takes that. And this is, again, we see that advanced positioning of that support player. So here, Dapper's not back here as the second player with Timmy being number one here. Dapper's going to be level. And this is kind of interesting because if this ball is favorable, Dapper's actually in a good position to support. So if there's a pass there, Dapper can pick that up. Right? If Dapper was back here, he wouldn't have been able to do that. Now, if this hit is unfavorable, then Dapper is still able to circle around and get the next hit. So he's able to cover both bases, basically. So it's a 50-50. He's able to turn. And he's able to get that next hit before Zeus. You see Timmy get that second boost. And here we see a classic example of their third player cheating upfield. So Timmy gets that boost on the side. This goes up. Third player being really advanced, gets that hit, almost gets a goal there. Timmy falls up. So I want to show this positioning right here. So here, usually you'll say, oh, well, this is uncontested. Third player needs to be somewhere around here. But what Miho does is he is confident in his ability that if there's a big clear this way, he's able to just kind of power slide turn and then re-clear. That's in his locker. He's able to do that. Same with Dapper. So Miho is comfortable taking these risks where he goes upfield so he can capitalize on poor clears kind of into this area and he can go for a shot. On the flip side, if it goes long, then he's able to just come back and re-clear. So that's what he's able to do. So his advanced positioning actually creates this goal that gets chipped up. Timmy's following that. And it's a goal. So they're already 4-1 up with not even half the game played. So I like to see a lot of these innovations. They're just shaving off little seconds of their time with their rotations and finding little efficiencies. Here it's a little awkward. You saw this missed kickoff. Led to some issues. Timmy barely getting that save. Miho unable to read that off the back wall. And really maybe Orange should have scored there. Here, this kind of tells me that they don't really communicate all that well. A little bit of chaos here. Dapper coming across. He doesn't know that Miho's there. Even if there's a guy redirecting it, I think really Dapper could have rotated to the back. But this is just kind of splitting hairs. And then Dapper showing a lot of composure there just to reverse and then flick this out. Timmy getting in that kind of redirect position. Small thing Timmy does here, but he anticipates this hit and he knows it's going to go that way. So he starts moving this way, able to get boost and he continue to play. Small thing, but this is what I mean when I talk about reading the play. He's already moving before sub-end hits that and he's hit it forward. Miho disappointed that he can't beat Nomad to the boost there. You saw unable to get the boost. You see Dapper kind of hanging off to the side there, trying to support the play. So because Miho's unable to get that boost, he goes all the way back and he's going to defend the corner. Nice clear. A small thing that they do here is it's the same premise as a power clear, but they'll let the ball bounce before getting clear. That lets them get a more powerful clear. So you see Miho clearing that right at sub end. He's not able to do anything. And basic rotation here at play. So you see Timmy's gone for a boost. Instead of rotating here, he's confident. Whoops. Instead of rotating back to net, right, he's able to make this decision where he can grab boost. If he's needed, he can go that way. If not, and he needs to rotate back, he can go this way. And that's just reading in the play. That's accepting more risk. But he's confident in Dapper's ability to prevent any shot or save any shot on goal. And Timmy's able to grab boost and be useful for the next play. So you see that right here. As it comes across, Timmy's the closest player. So Timmy's going to go. Dapper's going to rotate in behind. Miho rushing across. And I like this positioning for Miho. It's very aggressive. But right here, you see Timmy has the uncontested hit. So Miho's in that advanced position. He's looking for a redirect. Okay, it's going to be a tough ask to tell Miho to shoot it this way when he's on this side of the ball. But because it's uncontested hit, you see Dapper is confident that Timmy's going to hit it this way. So he's level as a support player. He's not back here. And you see Miho get into a redirect position. So this is very aggressive. I really like it. Okay, doesn't work out. Timmy gets a disappointing hit here. Hits that right at Zeus. And so they get right on defensive rotation. So it looks kind of like a cut from Timmy. Like he's cut Dapper off, but he actually goes up the wall here. And he gets in this position where he's actually able to clear it, and Dapper's on the ground. I guess that's a really nice way of defending backboard hits. That's what Timmy does really well there. He just pops it out. And Miho, being the closest player, he's just going to rush out and get that next hit. Gets that next hit. You see how aggressive Timmy is. right? They get really close. You see Dapper also being aggressive. And you see that distance, right? They're sometimes they're level, and that's a risk they're willing to accept. So as this comes across, Timmy should be able to get a big clear, and they rotate back into position. Now, here's a little interesting play. This is something I mentioned in my last episode. I would say Dapper is not in that great a position where he can get a shot on goal because he's too close to the play, right? So you see him slow down, so he's able to get the aerial. But sometimes I would say, maybe he could rotate there and let the other player go. But this is something they do a lot, and they charge into the corner. Sometimes it's effective. Okay, so they give up a clear. That's exactly, the outcome that I would say they wouldn't want. But Miho being kind of comfortable, and you see his intent here. You know he wants to turn here and then get up and attack this aerial. And attack it with an aerial. And get it back into orange. And not let them get that clear. But you see, his intent, but he starts backing up and reversing, which is not great. But it's not really dangerous either from Nomad. So they're able to get a 50. You see Timmy going for that corner boost. He's going to make that decision. Should I step up or should I rotate to net? Dapper's already at net. All right, this is Dapper's ball. He's going to rotate in behind. Basic rotation at play here. Then you see Miho get into that good third position. I think he's got low amount of boost here. You can see him just pick up some pads. And then he's able to get a 50-50. Lets Timmy get boost. And you see Dapper here. He's just thinking, oh, should I cut here if Timmy's going back for boost? And I think that's valid. He sees Timmy has got the control of the situation, so Timmy's going to go this way. So then Dapper's just going to drop back to net and get in a support position. Oops. Let's like that. So you see that rotation there. Dapper just circles back. And then he's able to let Miho step here. He grabs that boost, and then he's up really quickly. Like, he's just flown half the field here for this. But he actually beats sub in. And that is what reading the play and anticipation gets you. You can get there a little bit ahead of your opponent. All right, again, we see that basic rotation there. You see Timmy cut into the rotation. Timmy's not rotating all the way back here. Right, he's just going to cut in and then support this play. He's going to be very aggressive. He's going to rush into the corner. Okay, he doesn't get the boost. And then you see Dapper rotate out, and then Dapper come across. And this is really interesting. You see Timmy rush into the corner. Like, this is an incredible cut. He cuts into here. You see Dapper making the same movement. So what you'll see is Timmy's going to grab this boost, and then you're going to see Dapper grab this boost. And also he's going to actually end up going all the way back and getting this boost as well. These boosts might not be there or not, but this is how you boost starve your opponent. You take it across. You'll see Timmy grab that boost. You see Dapper moving back. And I believe Miho gets that boost. So they've gotten all three boosts on that side. And you see Orange, they have the ball, but they're not able to clear the ball because they have no boost. So Timmy's able to slow it down. They're able to turn and support the play with a full pill of boost. And they get into these really aggressive positions. So you see them kind of circling up here. Okay, goes across. Dapper's got plenty of boost to go ahead and try to get this. Okay, they give up the boost. You see Timmy's making an effort to grab that boost before Zeus does. And then they kind of let Orange get out there. But you see the intent there is they're wanting to starve, and they're being very aggressive in trying to boost out their opponents. It's a bit awkward here. But Timmy very comfortable going on the wall and trying to defend from any rebounds from those kind of areas. So you see here, something worth mentioning is Dapper's gotten really deep, and he's circling, trying to figure out a way to hit this ball. Jumps a little late. I think he's just really low on boost and is unable to make a play there. So you'll see him eventually rotate back. All right, so now Orange is doing a good job of starving them. Okay, missed aerial. That's what creates the goal. So I believe Orange get the left boost there. And Miho taking an advanced position. Miho never rotates back, right? I believe Timmy's low on boost as well. And Miho has the most boost, so he just kind of stays out. He doesn't rotate here. He just floats. He floats in this area. They don't need two keepers. That's their system. So when that ball drops in this sort of area, Miho's able to just turn, power slide, face the ball, and capitalize on a missed aerial. And it goes straight into the net. And that is why turn and clears is so important. And then you see Dapper on his bike to get this goal. All right, that turn and clear, that is not easy. It's definitely a skill that a lot of people need to work on. It's something that myself, playing a lot as that third man, I've been practicing that move quite a bit, and it's paid a lot of dividends already. Okay, so here we see Timmy just rotate back, Dapper rotating in behind, Miho rotating in behind that. Really nice demo, right? Timmy's gone all the way upfield. He's just looking for a demo here as he moves back. This lets them be a little more aggressive here. And you see that support player getting really close. And that support player is comfortable rushing all the way up almost to the wall, to the edge of the 18-yard box, right? Usually as a support player, I would say, you want to slow down this sort of area. So if there's a lofted center, you can go for that, as well as being able to defend anything here. So if there's a clear this way, you can defend and do that sideline support and re-clear. Here, you see they're more concerned about just getting that next hit towards goal. And since they're so fast with their rotation, right, comes to the side, that third player actually provides that sideline support. So Timmy, right, since he becomes useless, since that ball doesn't come inside, Timmy actually provides sideline support. Nice innovation there. You'll see Miho turn and support that. You'll see Dapper also grabbing boost over here. It's worth mentioning. And then you'll see Miho, instead of he'll read this play and then he'll just kind of rotate this way and support this play. So drop straight down. Okay, Dapper is going to rotate and he's going to go all the way back and probably get in a good position where he can clear this. Nice composure, just pop it off the wall, pop it up over, and they get a chance. They almost score here. Now, you may not have seen that first try. It took me a while to figure this out. But this is what they do. So Timmy's actually going to chase this ball, I believe. And then Dapper's going to grab this boost. Let's see. And then Miho's going to grab the other boost. Oh, sorry. Timmy grabs that boost. Dapper grabs that boost. And so this is how they control that mid boost. And so it might not make a difference now, but it's going to make a difference for the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds. There's only 15 seconds left. This is something they do quite a lot. They control the mid. They keep Orange stuck in the back. Even though Orange gets a fantastic clear there, they're back in position, ready to clear. So it starts from that play. Back here, Dapper gets this. Timmy does not feel like that's a good place to support. Obviously, it's an uncontested hit for Orange. He's going to grab boost. Dapper grabs the other boost. Miho gets in a position to get that hit. Now with a full pill, Timmy can do what he wants there, and Dapper's able to get that hit. Pretty interesting. We see definitely Weedham Girls and I guess Northern Gaming, as they're called now, pull that off quite a bit. So to conclude that analysis, we saw Momentum completely dominate this game. Now they had incredible anticipation skills. I talked a lot about Miho and Dapper and what they're able to do, and they placed a lot of trust in their teammate to hit that ball. So that goal, way back, that second goal in the game, where Dapper flipped early. You see that right here. He flips early to get that next hit. That's anticipation. That's something that's hard to work on. As you play with your team more and more, you'll learn where they're capable, what they're capable of, what they usually do in a situation. And you can start building your strategy and start anticipating a little earlier than expected. They also played with a very advanced player. So let's go to an example of that. About here. And that goal Miho scored is a classic example of that. Right? Since they all have the ability to kind of drop back and do that clear, they're able to say, okay, well, I want to take a little more risk and get in a position where I can capitalize on power clears rather than being all the way back here and not being able to capitalize on this hit. So we see Miho comfortable being very advanced as third player, and they're also comfortable retreating and getting back into defensive positions and re-clearing from those sort of areas. So that's a classic example of that. That's another reason why they're so effective in this game. We'll move forward. There's another example of, their advanced, high risk advanced positions that support players seem to get in. And that gets them a little closer to that second ball. You see Dapper, right, level with Timmy because it's uncontested hit. You see Miho already in a redirect position, right? You don't see that classic 1, 2, 3 positioning, 1, 2, and then maybe that third player rotating behind. That's that classic positioning we saw in episode 4 that my team does a lot. We saw Weedham Girls do that quite a bit. We saw especially the Flying Dutchman really do that 1, 2, 3 kind of formation. Here we see the exact opposite, hyper aggressive. And lastly, what makes Momentum really effective in this game is they had that incredibly effective boost control style where they do that wider defensive rotation to boost our opponents. So good examples around here. You see rushing into the corner, 1 boost there, Dapper getting the second, Miho getting the third back here, and they're able to support the play. Orange completely stuck with about 0 boost in the back, and they can do whatever they want. Another example of that is over here, where they grab the side boost, the mid boost, and they basically control where this ball is going to go. It's going to stay in orange, and they have all the boosts they want to be as effective as they want. And basically see out that game. So that's going to wrap up this analysis. Hope you guys learned something. Now, this is one of the most advanced rotational frameworks I've seen. But if you're able to pull it off, let me know. This definitely gives myself some ideas about what we can do in my team to quicken our rotations, control those boost capsules. Now, hopefully, you guys can do the same. So that's gonna do it. Have a good one, guys.